Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. If we can rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We're going to move on to our Golden Apple Awards. Mr. Scaling.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I would like to turn this over to Ms. Muir.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. Our first Golden Apple Award is for Sherry Kaplan. Sherry, can you step up? Yes. Ms. Kaplan is a social worker at Walled Lake Elementary, and she was nominated by Christine Moore because Sherry has a heart of gold and shares her generosity with everyone she encounters, lending support throughout the day while meeting with students. Sherry is at dismissal every day, even when she's not assigned, to check in with students and hold them accountable across their learning spaces. She also regularly brings in treats for staff and coordinates social outings that help the team connect. When something doesn't work with a student, Sherry is ready to try new approaches, using tools like social stories and checklists to help students succeed. Sherry is a true team player and a positive voice amidst the chaos. She brings both creativity and structure to problem solving and demonstrates consistency that inspires both students and colleagues. Her wealth of experience has given her a deep toolbox of strategies, and she approaches every interaction with a balance of firmness and flexibility. Sherry, thank you for all you do for our students, staff, and families. It is our honor to recognize you this evening.
I'm very humbled by this because I think everybody in our building deserves this. I just want to say thank you. I'm going to start with this, so that's all I'm going to say.
The Betty Campion Support Person of the Year Award. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. The Betty Campion Distinguished Support Service Award was established in 1990 to recognize the many contributions support persons make to the learning community in Oakland County. The award is named in honor of former Oakland Schools Board member Betty Campion. Mrs. Campion served on the Oakland Schools Board of Education from 1978 to 1992. Prior to serving on the Oakland Schools Board, Ms. Campion served 10 years on the Board of Education for the Walled Lake Consolidated School District and 21 years as a PTA member. Nominees of the Betty Campion Award are members of local school district support staff who go above and beyond the call of duty in creating a supportive learning environment. It is our pleasure to welcome Mrs. Julie Amon, principal at Walled Lake Elementary, to introduce and recognize our Walled Lake Schools Betty Campion Award recipient for the 25-26 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. My name is Julie Amon, and I am the principal of Walled Lake Elementary. It is my profound honor to be here tonight to recognize a woman who is quite literally the magic maker of our school. She's Walled Lake Elementary's principal secretary and Walled Lake Schools Betty Campion Support Person of the Year, Mrs. Christine Ahern. Chris started as the parent of 4 young children in the district, and then when they were off to school, started off as a para substitute in Walled Lake in 2009. She has served in multiple para educator roles across the district over the last 17 years. She brings such a wealth of knowledge to our office from her vast experience working and volunteering in our schools. Whether as a 4th and 5th grade classroom para educator, or a special education paraeducator in a classroom for students with emotional impairments, or her multiple roles in the PTA, she brings valuable insight, ideas, and skills to our school community. Chris has been a champion of students in our district for over 2 decades, but her journey to this role started with a moment that perfectly captures who she is. She was interviewing for this position remotely from a coffee shop while on vacation. The Wi-Fi failed. We could see her, but she could not see us. In that stressful moment, we got to witness her true character. She remained calm, focused, and kept a sense of humor throughout the technical chaos. We knew in that moment that she was exactly who we needed in our elementary office. For the first 4.5 hours of every single day, Chris is the only secretary in our office. It is a whirlwind of phones, the doorbell, deliveries, guest teachers, Band-Aids, ice, tears, laughter, and so much more. Even when everyone seems to need something at the exact same moment, she handles each need in person with care, compassion, and a genuine desire to help. Her personality sets the tone for the rest of the school. Lighthearted, ready to help, and leading with a human-first mindset. The elementary office is a place of constant multitasking and sometimes big emotions. Chris handles it all with a sense of humor and a calm confidence that everything is fixable. She doesn't just meet deadlines, she anticipates needs before they arise, creating systems and making life easier for every staff member in our building. Whether a child is visiting for that Band-Aid or a big emotion, Chris treats them as she would one of her own 4 children. Last year, when a student was facing a child care issue in the morning and needed a place to wait before school, Chris didn't just offer to supervise her. She used that quiet time to build a life-changing bond. Just today, when a student was sent to the office to reset, I walked in and that student wasn't just sitting there. Chris was down at her level, coaching her to reflect on what brought her to the office and what action she could take to turn the day around. She turns office visits from moments of discipline into teachable moments and soon to be celebrations of progress. Because Chris has been a Walled Lake parent and PTA leader herself, she validates our parents' voices. She helps talk through concerns with them, offers ideas of how to handle them. She facilitates donations of food, clothing, and gas and grocery gift cards for our families in need with such dignity and reassurance that our families know they are never alone. They trust her and express gratitude for her kindness and compassion. As a principal, her presence allows me to lead with my full attention, knowing that our home base is in the most capable of hands. She is my confidant and thought partner, as she is to many, trying to make our school the best it can be. Chris, you are truly that magic maker. You make Walled Lake Elementary a better place, a place where staff, students, and parents all feel that they belong. You make me a better leader, and I'm proud to call you friend. It is my distinct privilege to present you with the Betty Campion Support Person of the Year Award.
I'm behind the scenes person. This is a very uncomfortable spot for me to be. But if it wasn't for true leadership, who helps guide and teach and demonstrate the ongoings of what go on in the school and what's needed and what you can offer, and the ability to do just that, and to be able to support an amazing staff, children who we all adore and love to see grow every day, and the families that are very much the reason why we are all here, to help support them as well. It is a true honor to be a part of a wonderful team that is full of support, which makes it so much nicer to be able to support them in all capacities. So, thank you.
Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association recognition. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm happy to turn this over to Ms. Kohansky.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. I'm going to invite Mrs. Kristen Dudzinski first to head on up to the podium. As you know, the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association holds its all-state program every year in January, And we have some honorees, some very talented student musicians in our band and orchestra programs who have performed and been selected to perform this January at the MSBOA program. And so I'm excited to welcome Mrs. Kristen Dudzinski. She's our secondary instrumental music department chair. She's going to be calling up the students for recognition. And then I'd like to invite Mrs. Kaplan, our board president, to join me. We have some certificates to recognize our student musicians tonight. And when you call them up, Mrs. Dudzinski will have them line up here with us, and then families will be able to have a nice photo op for you at that time.
All right,
Okay,
thank you so
great.
much. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kristen Dudzinski. Tonight, it is my pleasure to recognize an outstanding group of instrumental music students from Walled Lake Schools. This year, 10 of our band and orchestra students were selected to participate in the 2026 Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association All-State Bands and Orchestras, which is one of the highest honors a student musician can achieve in the state of Michigan. The selection process for All-State is extremely competitive. More than 2,700 middle and high school students auditioned, performing challenging etudes, demonstrating mastery of scales and sight reading at a high level. Only the top performers for each instrument were chosen for these prestigious ensembles. Being selected is a true testament to each student's dedication and musical excellence. These students represented Walled Lake Schools with pride as they participated in 2 days of intensive rehearsals with distinguished conductors. Their experience culminated in a performance at the Michigan Music Conference in Grand Rapids this past January. Achieving success at this level is no small accomplishment. It reflects not only the hard work and commitment of these talented students, but also the support of their families and the dedication of our instrumental music staff who are honored to work with them each day. In addition to our All-State recognition, we are proud to celebrate a remarkable achievement in music composition. Noah Springer, a student at Walled Lake Western High School and an alto saxophonist, had an original work selected for performance at the Young Composers of Michigan Premier Concert. This marks the second consecutive year that one of Noah's compositions has been selected for the Young Composers of Michigan Premier Concert. Last year, he premiered a work for full orchestra, and this year his piece, String Quartet No. 1 in B minor, was selected for performance. At this time, we will recognize each student, calling them up by name. Mrs. Kohansky and Mrs. Kaplan will present each student with a certificate. Students, please remain standing in front of the room until all of you have received your certificates, then we'll take a group photo. First up, we'll recognize students from the middle school All-State Band. They are Brady Cruzen from Sarah Banks Middle School on clarinet. Nicholas Hoovers from Sarah Banks Middle School on tuba. Nicholas Small from Sarah Banks Middle School on clarinet. And Jace Trotter from Clifford Smart Middle School on baritone saxophone. From the middle school orchestra, we have Thomas Sirahal from Sarah Banks Middle School on viola. Joel Kane from Sarah Banks Middle School on violin. And Kosei Okano from Sarah Banks Middle School on violin. From the high school band, we have Gustav Veloso from Northern High School on baritone saxophone. And from the high school full orchestra, we have Willem Damron from Western High School on cello. And then Saya Farrell, who's unable to attend tonight, but she is from Central and she plays the oboe. And then finally, For the Young Composers of Michigan premiere concert, we have Noah Springer from Western High School on alto saxophone. And congratulations again to our All-State and Young Composers of Michigan students. Sure.
We'll be quick, I swear. Perfect. Thank you, Mrs.
Sure, we have other teachers here too. Would you like? Oh, yes. If you're one of the instrumental music teachers. Thank you. You're good.
Perfect. Want to look right here, then I'll get out of the way for everybody else. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Anyone else need? Perfect.
Just give everybody a second. I was going to say, first thought, second thought. Okay, while everyone's getting organized here, we're going to move on to the Parent Advisory Committee Annual Update. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Muir.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. The Walled Lake Consolidated Schools Special Services Parent Advisory Committee, or PAC, consists of parent representatives who have children receiving special education programs and services. Our PAC president, Corey Hensley, is going to come forth, and she's going to present an update on the PAC activities over the last year and their successful work in building an active and sustainable PAC.
Thank you, Julianne. I thank you for the opportunity to present this evening. The Walled Lake Special Services Parent Advisory Committee, also known as PAC, is dedicated to empowering and supporting parents of students with special needs. We work closely with administrators and teachers across the district. And this evening, I will share with you our year to date. Oh, I'm sorry. You're welcome. While IDEA does not require special education advisory committees, the Michigan Department of Education does require each ISD to establish a parent advisory committee with at least one parent from each district as a member. Members serve a 3-year term and give advice and feedback to administrators and families on how the ISD provides programs and services. Denise Dunn and I currently serve as members of Oakland Schools Parent Advisory Committee. PAC's mission is dedicated to empowering and supporting parents of students with special needs to ensure that every child receives an inclusive, equitable, and high-quality education. We strive to provide resources, advocacy, and a unified voice. We envision a thriving, inclusive Walled Lake community where every student with special needs is supported to reach their fullest potential, from early childhood through transition to adulthood. We serve as a bridge between families and the school district. We collaborate with local agencies to support parents. We also work closely with teachers, helping them access resources that benefit students both in and out of the classroom. why it matters. The PAC matters because we are here to ensure that every child, regardless of ability, has the opportunity to thrive and every family feels respected, informed, and empowered. We hold 4 learning opportunities each year and invite agencies and organizations from around Oakland County to share their information. Prior to each meeting, administrators from Special Services Department hold conferences, or also known as coffee hours, to allow families to meet and ask questions. We started the year with a parent resource fair and a funding update provided by Oakland Schools. Parents are always interested in summer camps and extracurricular activities, so in November we shared those resources. In January, the ARC of Oakland County presented on guardianship and power of attorney, all important topics. Finally, in March, we chose to host an inclusion event, which I will discuss in a later slide. Inclusion Week this year was held March 23rd through 27th. I'm proud that this is our 3rd year of district-wide Inclusion Week. During this week, schools choose different activities and themes centered around inclusion, from Rock Your Crazy Socks for World Down Syndrome Day, or wearing camouflage to show that you can't hide kindness, or wearing your favorite sports gear to represent that we are all part of a team, to finally the high school inclusion basketball games. The upper left picture is Walled Lake Central's ASD teachers. They're carrying a chain link with inspiring messages written by our Walled Lake Central students. A few examples of the messages are amazing, you are strong, we are all important, everyone deserves to be seen, heard, and valued. This chain was then carried out by athletes at the inclusion game against Walled Lake Western. The lower right picture shows smiley faces colored by Walled Lake Elementary students to celebrate all of our differences. And the bottom left picture was taken at Walled Lake Western's inclusion game. PAC wanted to do something special during Inclusion Week. We knew we wanted to show appreciation to our teachers while promoting inclusion, recruiting schools to register as Special Olympics Unified Champion schools. We took it a step further and thought it would be fun to involve administrators and the Walled Lake Therapy Dogs. I think everyone had a great time, and we're thankful for all of those who participated. The top left picture features staff and Kathy Burr from our Special Olympics of Michigan. We are thankful to Kathy for helping to promote and recruit schools. The middle picture features Walled Lake Central senior Chloe Schneider, who sang the national anthem without music. She did a beautiful job and brought tears to many, and she should be very proud. The bottom picture features numerous admin who volunteered as cheerleaders for our athletes, so we appreciate them, who stood on the sidelines cheering with their pom-poms. I think they had fun. And then the pictures on the right are our Walled Lake Therapy Dogs, who provided a great halftime show, and Walled Lake Central students and Western students can be seen there during the halftime dance party. We always have a dance party during the basketball games. All put on a great show, and we look forward to hosting an inclusion event again next year. Move on to unified sports. Currently, there are 3 offerings at the high school level. Soccer is played in the fall, basketball in the winter, bowling coming up in the spring. At the middle school level this year, we offered weekend clinics for both basketball and volleyball. And finally, unified archery just started. This is a club sport and available to all ages of students. It is a club, and it's being played at Walled Lake Northern. And our goal as a PAC is to offer league play in the middle schools, not just the weekend clinics. Save the date. May 13th, 2026 is our Shining Stars at Walled Lake Western. We will recognize those who are nominated, those who support students with special needs. All are welcome, and we hope to see everyone there, as this truly is a great evening. What's next? Some things that I have on my mind, Denise has on her mind as well. PAC is looking to sponsor 1 field trip each year to program classrooms, because we're looking to build our PAC, and we want to create that recognition. So we want to sponsor 1 field trip to a program classroom. We look to continue our mission that each school register as a unified champion school. We currently have 2 high schools that are registered and 1 elementary school, and I'm in the process of helping Walled Lake Northern get registered as a unified champion school. We look to expand unified sports across the district, especially at the middle school level. If any staff member is interested in leading a sport, PAC is here. We have resources to help you support that through that journey, so please reach out. And finally, we hope more staff and families learn about who we are and what we do, because we truly are here to help. So thank you for the opportunity to present this evening, and I'm happy to take any comments or questions.
Mr. Lippett.
Thank you, Ms. Hensley. This was my first opportunity to be part of, I was at the unified basketball game, and let me just say, as a parent and as a member of the community, it is impossible to not be overwhelmed by the spirit and impact of that event. So thank you to everybody who makes that happen, and you can be sure that, at least for myself, I am thrilled and, again, privileged to be part of, in the future, whatever else you have going on. It's going to be definitely interesting to me. One thing I do want to mention is I was particularly moved, given this is my first time, I didn't know what I was about to see or experience. I was particularly moved that the last section of the basketball game was without parents or teachers or anybody with our students, and having them take control and having them feel empowered to score and to support their fellow basketball players was very meaningful. And I just wanted to comment that for me, that was the most impactful moment of the day. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Siegler.
First of all, again, congratulations. I was appointed this year to the Special Education Advisory Council, and at our last meeting, actually that was Wednesday, I was mentioning everything that we and you and Denise and parents have been doing in the district. So if you get some strange phone calls or emails, your name is out there. But it was marvelous, and to watch the camaraderie, the teamwork, it wasn't a competition. It was just to go out there, have a good time, attempt to score a basket, and if you didn't, attempt again, and if you didn't, attempt as many times until you did score the basket, to give these children the esteem and pride that they deserved. And our community is very fortunate that we have this program within our district, because I know many districts in the state do not have this. So again, from me, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would also like to thank you. You and Mrs. Dunn are doing a fantastic job, and I appreciate being included in the events and to watch the students and the faculty and the parents. The engagement is, you can't even, say how it makes you feel, and the feelings that you get watching everyone feel included and everyone participating, and the happiness and joy that it brings. So thank you guys for all that you're doing for Walled Lake and for our students.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate it.
And that's why I tell, just come to a game, come watch a game. You'll cry, you'll laugh, you'll have so much fun. I enjoy
And she's
it.
not kidding, you will. You will.
Yeah, so thank you, appreciate
No,
it.
thank you, we appreciate it very much. We're going to move on to textbook recommendation. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Kohanski.
All right, thank you. I have a few lined up here. And just as a reminder, these are recommendations for textbooks. There is the traditional 30-day or month-long window for board consideration and review of materials. So the first one that I'm going to be reading about is our AP US History textbook, and a little bit about this one. So to align with our current AP standards and guidelines, the committee met this year to determine that the new textbook for the AP US History course. Our current textbook is from 2013 and is no longer in compliance. After meeting several times, reviewing several textbook options, the committee recommends purchasing the American Pageant 17th edition, Wadsworth Cengage Learning 2020, in the amount of $70,460.50, which includes the textbooks as well as a 6-year digital license. This process has been endorsed by administration, and a motion for approval of the textbook adoption will be presented at the May 7th, 2026 board meeting. So those materials will be available. Mrs. Beyer will have them available for you if you would like to take a look at those before the May 7th meeting. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next honors chemistry. Mr. Scaling.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Ms. Kohanski.
Thank you again. So to better align with the current standards and guidelines, the committee met to determine a new textbook for honors chemistry. The current textbook, Living by Chemistry, is from 2015, and after meeting and reviewing several textbook options, the committee recommends purchasing Living by Chemistry, the 2026 edition, in the amount of $49,386.96 from the general fund. This process has been endorsed by administration, and a motion for approval of this textbook adoption will be presented at the May 7th, 2026 meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on to public commentary, and I'm happy to see everyone here. Welcome. If you've never spoken with us before, we just ask that you pay attention to Mr. Lippett. There'll be a timer over here. You have 3 minutes to speak. It's your opportunity to address the board. The board's going to listen to your statements, questions, and/or concerns. We're not going to have a conversation. If follow-up is necessary, a member of the superintendent's staff or a board member will get back with you. You have 3 minutes to address the board. Please keep an eye on the timer. If you're getting close to your time, Mr. Lippett will give you a reminder to wrap it up. Please finish up your comments at that time. And we ask that all speakers remain professional and refrain from any personal attacks. Thank you. Our first speaker is Mandy Harless.
Hello. Okay, my name is Mandy Harless. And I just want to go into saying that there needs to be an investigation done at Sarah Banks Middle School. Several incidents that happened. They refused to send over incident reports, and the principal should resign or be fired today. The reason being, she sent my kid home in the middle of winter and no way to get in the house, no coat. She didn't call me, all because he was locked out of his locker. Failed to write an incident report, failed as a mandating reporter. Now another incident has happened. No incident reports given when I've asked several times, asking for all homework. Principal Jennifer Van Wagnen and Assistant Principal Anthony McNamara refused sending the schoolwork. Anthony McNamara should be fired for failing to report and failing to send homework. Sarah Callan, Principal Secretary, Principal Mrs. Van Wagnen has made several false 911 dispatch police reports, sending police to my house, snickering and laughing while making the 911 calls. After threatening me and going even further, the principal, Van Wagnen, has come to my house with the police. I have class tonight, but I'm here instead because I already made a complaint to the superintendent, the deputy, and board, and you all have failed. My next complaint is going to the Civil Rights Division. My son has a right to a higher education and a right to be taught in a safe environment, and the homework needs to be sent home. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Krasnick? Did I say that correctly? Close? Close at all?
Close. Nobody ever gets Byron. Byron Kranek. Good evening. I only have 3 minutes. Good evening, board, and the rest of the audience that disappeared. My name is Byron Kranek, and my wife, Dana, that's right there. And I have lived at 719 Sibley Court, Wixom, for 39 years. Our home is one house from Wixom off Maple. Couple of recommendations. First, we already have a middle school a few miles from the proposed site location on Pontiac Trail, 1/4 mile east of Beck Road. Geisler currently houses the offices of the school administration. I think I was there today. The rest of this large school is not being used for classes. Seems like this option would be the best fiscal decision for taxpayer dollars. Second, using the proposed location would really put pressure on an already very busy intersection at Wixom and Maple Roads. This intersection becomes very busy all day during the work week. The four corners of the intersection cannot be enlarged. There's a cemetery, a dentist office, and 2 historical site markers there. Third, if this location is chosen at the city council meeting, somebody stood up and said there might be a road near the back of the proposed site that could reroute the traffic onto Pontiac Trail, addressing the heavy traffic flow at Wixom and Maple Roads. This would also address traffic flow directly in front of the school during times when school buses and walking students would be arriving and departing school. Traffic westbound and eastbound on Maple will back up and also maximize flows in those directions. You may also think about adding a walking bridge to assist parents and students to traverse north and south sides of Maple Road. There will, of course, need to be crosswalks with traffic lights and yielding blinking lights for people not able to use the walking bridge due to handicap concerns. Keep in mind that plan your handicap parking out very well, because the handicap administration, people look out after it, will be there. There are no plans showing on the blueprints to have sidewalks on the south side of Maple running from Wixom down to the front of the school.
30 seconds.
Okay, well, I'm almost at the end here. As managing director, I opened 4 theaters at AMC Entertainment. The last 2 were at 6 and 7 miles on Haggerty. The Livonia 20 in the first year attracted 1.2 million people. At times, I had as many as 8,000 or 9,000 people entering and exiting at the same time. I've gained a lot of experience in planning the efficient movement of people. I hope the school system will take my suggestions seriously. Traffic flow studies should be completed before continuing the proposed
Please
site.
wrap up your comments.
Those studies are critical to the accurate determination of traffic flow. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is Mike Hilverdeeg. Not close? Oh, okay, well, good. At least I got one. Thank you.
I think my children were 12 and 15 before they could do that. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for letting me address my subject this evening. It's been several years since I've had children in the district, but they received very good education between Geisler Middle School and Walled Lake Western, and I'm very happy and proud of that. And what I'm here tonight is not to talk about something I'm proud of, okay? I live on Winona Drive, which backs up to the airline trail in the subdivision directly across the street from Walled Lake Western High School, okay? Since the renovation of the high school and the new drainage, we have had massive flash flooding in our backyard that is causing massive erosion, and it is a true safety problem. A grown adult professional swimmer, if they fell in it, would not be able to swim. I can provide video if anybody would like to provide an email address. This has been addressed to the city of Wixom, and it would seem at this point that fingers are pointing at the high school as the source of our water issue, okay? City officials, if they haven't already, will be addressing this to the district, okay? So I just wanted to be on record that I believe the high school construction and the drainage, I can't really envision that proper studies were done about the impacts of the runoff water. That's it. Thank you again. Have a great night.
Thank you very much. Steve Brown.
So I win the award for the easiest name so far, I think. Mr. Helverdink, I just found out about your situation today. I can share pictures with you as well about that, but I don't want to take up too much of my time on that. I want to talk to you this evening, and I appreciate the opportunity to address you. I'm Steve Brown, the Wixom City Manager. My mayor, Pat Beagle's also here with his wife, Maureen. We appreciate them being here. I wanted to take a bad news, good news approach to what I'm going to talk about tonight, and it's in relation to the new Wixom Elementary on West Maple. We had to conduct a public hearing on March 10th because we felt like we were not getting our concerns heard by the school district when it comes to this construction. We had about 70 people show up to participate, and why did they show up? They had concerns about your new Wixom Elementary on West Maple. We share those concerns because we think it's basically the school district about to repeat a bad formula with a new school in the city of Wixom. They have a traffic study that the district's conducted that they claim shows did not show a need for a road improvement. That's contrary to my common sense because you're adding a ton of traffic on a 2-lane road that's next to residential district. You're gonna have a problem with traffic. There's existing problems that we see at Loon Lake Elementary and Sarah Banks Middle School. It's a debacle day in and day out. And we're gonna have another situation that's likely gonna be worse because the new school is gonna be in a 2-lane road. Finally, the traffic consultants the city's hired has looked at it and see it completely differently and see a lot of need for improvements of road on West Maple. We're talking deceleration lanes, a center turn lane, a signal potentially at the school entrance, improvements, as was mentioned, to the signal at Wixom Road and Maple. That's the bad news. The good news is, since the public hearing, we've had a better level of engagement with the district. Dr. Lons has been more available and engaged with us. He's agreed to add sidewalks, which were mentioned earlier by the gentleman that spoke before me, a grease trap on a sewer, and more information has been provided for the fire department to do a real review and make sure that the school is constructed in a way that's going to be safe and accessible by public safety. But we must do something on road improvements on West Maple. The city, not the district as it should be, is paying for a conceptual design of a roadway. That's going to be available at the end of this week. We're looking to have a discussion with the district next week about that. That's something we're looking forward to. We really need to translate talk into action. We have a good level of talk going on right now. We need to see action. There must be improvements to West Maple to prevent a repeat of Loon Lake Elementary and Sarah Banks Middle School, bottom line. And back to that existing situation at Loon Lake and Sarah Banks, I'd like to say the district really needs to work out a better way to handle traffic at those schools. It just has to happen. The city's willing to work with you to come up with a way to do that. We've provided plans in the past. They have not been implemented. They should be implemented. So we're looking forward to what we hope to be cooperative, collaborative discussions leading to action on the road at the new Wixom Elementary to avoid a repeat of the situation that's unacceptable already and likely to be worse at the new school. So appreciate your time. Thank you for the opportunity. Hopefully I got that done. I used to be able to talk pretty quickly. Hopefully I'm inside of 3 minutes.
Good.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are going to move on to administrative commentary. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Omer.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. Just wanted to do a little bit of a shout out for our payroll department and the implementation of the teacher contract. We're very happy that that was ratified. And this April 10th pay was one that was very difficult for the payroll team, and they put every effort into making sure that every T was crossed and I was dotted in conjunction with working with the HR department. So we appreciate all of their hard work and continued efforts to make sure that everyone gets paid on time and correctly. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Hamka.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. It's been a busy few weeks. As you know, a lot of the students received their scheduling cards, so that helps us guide our staffing process, who we're going to hire, what classes are in demand, and things of that nature. So that's been pretty exciting. And I appreciate the families and the parents and everybody involved who helped push that process along, because that data is very important. And then recently I went to a Michigan State University job fair. I enjoyed meeting a lot of excited, vibrant, ready to go teachers. So that's been very fun. And things are going well with HR. Thanks to all the hard work payroll has done with the teacher contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Meir.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. So we are working pretty hard around summer learning period and some of the summer learning opportunities for our students with IEPs. And so we look forward to continuing to do some more planning and parents getting information about extended school year services and other services that will run this summer. So we're kind of excited about that. And we have staff that are pooling and volunteering to step forward to work with our kids this summer.
Thank you. Ms. Kohansky?
Yes, I echo what Ms. Muir mentioned regarding summer learning. So in learning services, lots of learning opportunities that will be coming forward for our elementary students, our students that are multi-language learners, our middle schoolers, and our high school students who are either interested in credit advancement, grade improvement, or also looking for credit recovery, those that need a little bit of extra support. So that information will be coming out and being shared soon. I just talked to principals yesterday about that. The other great news is on March 26th, right before spring break, we held our review with Cognia, the accreditation third-party accreditor, and we are accredited. So yay, we continue to be an accredited school district, K-12. We are really excited about that. I know that there will be some information and presentation that I would like to share with the board at an upcoming meeting. So we'll make sure we get that information to you. But it's great to know that we continue to march on as an accredited district, and they give us lots of positive feedback about the work we're doing. And as far as their feedback on any critique, it wasn't necessarily things we weren't doing, but to keep doing more of some of the things that we're implementing. So I'm excited to share that with you at upcoming. And also shout out to Corey Hensley. I don't know if she's still here. She is back there. I could not have been the announcer for the unified basketball game without her sitting right next to me, making sure I had kids' names. Some of the jerseys were easy to read. Some had names on them. Some just had numbers. And I had a long roster in front of me. So thank you to Corey for helping me. But that was just, again, echoing what Mr. Lippett said, just a joyful, very positive spirit, and really enjoyed the time. So thank you for including me in that.
Thank you. Mr. Durkin.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. The Community Relations team is proud to share the Spring 2026 edition of the Learning Newsletter is out. Should be in homes now. We do have copies available in the lobby, highlighting students, staff, and programs across the district. This edition also features 2 distinguished alumni, Super Bowl champion and Walled Lake Western grad Cody White, and Olympic gold medalist and Walled Lake Northern graduate Connor Hollebuck as well. So we're really, really proud of this edition, not only for that, but also all the amazing things also featured in here. We encourage our community to take time to explore this edition and to help us continue to celebrate the stories across the district.
Thank you. I would like to just take a moment. This is National Assistant Principals Week, and I'd like to recognize all of our assistant principals in the district. They do a fantastic job of not only supporting the functionings of the schools that they work in, but also support teachers, students, and families. They also contribute to the overall success of the district with their participation in various committees and initiatives. So thank you very much to them. We have a fantastic assistant principal staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Board commentary. We're going to start with Mrs. West.
Thank you, Mrs. Kaplan. Just wanted to, I was able to attend the unified basketball game, and it was really phenomenal. And I'm just impressed with what these students have done, just the joy they bring alone, the smiles on their face. You can't help but smile and enjoy it. Think about tears to my eyes many times just watching them. But thank you to you, Mrs. Hensley and Mrs. Dunn, for all you've done, because you haven't just been here for Inclusion Week, but you've been here on the PAC for many years now, and that's a lot. It's always enough to raise your own children, especially if you have special needs. There's extra on top of that, so thank you. Also, I know that we have SATs, PSATs, MSTEP, all these standardized testing is coming up in the next few weeks. So good luck to all the students with that. I encourage parents to just encourage them to try their very best. If your best is, whatever, it's okay. We just want you to give your very best, what you can do. So I just, have a good breakfast so you're ready. You're not worrying about your grumbling stomach. Don't worry about what your neighbor is doing on their test and how fast they're finishing. This test is only an example of what you can do. So good luck to all of our students for that.
Thank you. Mr. Smith? I'm jumping. Yes, Mr. Smith, pay attention.
All right. Tricky. Stay awake. Stay awake. Thank you, Ms. Kaplan. I just want to say happy spring to everyone. Hopefully everyone had a well-rested spring break and everything like that. Congrats to the award recipients tonight, the students and staff. It's just amazing what we have in this district to show all their skills that they have. I want to say congrats to Scott Lindsay for his award that he won from our district last night that we attended. I still don't know the exact, it was Educator of the Year or Friend of something. Congratulations, Mr. Lindsay.
Friend of Education
there,
OPE.
What's OPE?
Yeah.
Oakland Para-Education, it's something.
For his longstanding service in the district. I just want to say if he's watching or whatever, just thank you for his many years that he taught me many years ago. So I want to congratulate him. And to the Wixom community, I did attend the public hearing with Dr. Lons just as a listener, I guess, just to listen to things. I come with my 20 plus years of local government experience myself, knowing full well what you have to do. Actually working with the assistant city manager in one of my other jobs, so knowing him. And in my current role of my professional life, I will say that I have investigated the intersection, and it is on our radar, just so you guys know, with the Road Commission. So just wanted to let you know as you're here. I want to say as well to what Mrs. West said, good luck on testing. I think my daughter at CHS, she has to do the PSAT next week, which she's not looking forward to, but good luck to all those testing, and like you said, make sure you're rested and everything, just try your best. And to the spring sports, to the guardians, the parents, everyone, the students that are going to be out there on any field or whatever it is that I will be between volleyball and football and track. It's going to be a busy season this spring. And to the performing arts, all the wonderful events that are going to be coming up in the next couple months, it's going to kind of just fly by. So it's going to be amazing. And I just want to say, as my two adopted schools, I look forward to the Dublin Talent Show next week. That will be at Walled Lake Northern. I can't wait to see that. And I hope to attend some wonderful Walled Lake Northern events to kind of help out there with some of the students there. So thank you.
Dr. Zellner.
You are making sure that we're awake. Thank you, Madam President. I also want to give a shout out to Mrs. Gordon's class, who let me come read to them I got to be a mystery reader, and it was the highlight of my day. And we read the book Press Here, and it is such a fun book if you haven't read it. Thank you to my coworkers who all weighed in on. I took this job very seriously, which book I was going to bring to mystery reader. It's very serious decision, probably the most serious decision of my tenure so far. Also want to give a note to my seniors out there. I have two seniors with whom I live. And now that we are past spring break, the senioritis kicks in to overdrive. You are not done yet. So keep at it. This is a pretty exciting time. We have not only spring sports, spring shows, we have concerts, and you could think of the SAT and the PSAT as your academic concert of where you show off everything you know. So I just want to encourage everyone to do their very best out there, and to all my spring sports parents out there, the bathrooms were open at Walled Lake Western last night, so that was pretty exciting for me. I also wanted to acknowledge Mr. Dan Love, who won at McCall the 2026 Innovative Tech Professional Award. Mr. Scaling was there, and a few other Walled Lake friends were there to cheer him on, and that's a pretty huge honor for those of us who work in, as I do in my day job, in the tech educational technology land, Mr. Love, seeing him up on the stage. I know it was on the social media, so thank you to our communications team for getting that out. And finally, I just want to acknowledge that tomorrow is the GLSEN Day of Silence. GLSEN is the Gay, Lesbian, Straight Education Network. It began to acknowledge the bullying, harassment of LGBTQ youth in our communities and schools, and to acknowledge the silencing of those students and the impact of that silence on their rates of mental health, their safety, and their flourishing. And so I'm not sure if any kids are participating, but if you see someone silent tomorrow, that's what they're doing, is just to bring awareness to that issue in our schools and communities. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lippett.
Thank you, Madam President. If any of you want to feel old or ineffective, have your child explain to you how to use an AI tool to get work done in your professional life. This is what happened to me this past week, and it actually aligns with some of the focus I've had these last few weeks about learning best practices and seeing what is out there from an AI standpoint and its impact on education. And that's when we came across this week the RAND Corporation released their study about AI as it impacts students here in Michigan. And some pretty interesting statistics came out of that. And I just want to share some high-level stuff with you folks out here today. And that is, we'll start with this. Just in the last 6 months, AI usage from our student base has jumped from 48% to 62% of students are now using AI either daily or weekly in their weekly work. What is most striking is not just the usage itself, it's that 2/3 of students themselves now believe that AI is harming their critical thinking skills. And I hardly can speak to it to the same degree that Mrs. Kohansky or Dr. Zellner or some of the other folks at this table probably could, but that is an alarming stat right there, that the students themselves are aware of this. Most of the folks that use AI, most of our students, do not view using AI itself as cheating. They explain assignments with it. They brainstorm with their peers. They do drafts and revisions of writing, and that in itself is not seen as any form of cheating for AI. But according to the RAND study, it's not a technology issue. It is a policy issue at the state level. So schools, according to the study, are behind on this trend, and it is, if not already impacting us, it will soon have dramatic impact on how students learn. One third of students report now having no clear, let me rephrase this, only 1/3 of students report having clear school-wide rules with regard to AI use. Hopefully I said that correctly. Did you guys understand what I just said? Good. So the deeper issues, it's not just about technology. There does appear to be, according to the RAND study, a teaching and system design issue. There are risks, according to the study, if we do nothing, including critical thinking and problem solving. There is, of course, academic integrity issues that we're all aware of, and there's issues around growing inequity about who has access to AI and how best it can be used. What does leadership do? Well, I think we're all on top of that. I know we're already down the path. If Dr. Lance were here, I know he would want to talk about this. But clear, consistent guidelines in the use of AI, publish and communicate and over-communicate those things. Redesign the assignments that require thinking, not just answers. Using AI responsibly and critically involves how we teach our students and support our teachers with the proper tools that they're going to need. I know this is a statewide study, but having the sense that this is going to impact Walled Lake schools in the future is something that I think all of us are going to be keenly aware of, not just for this next school year, but I think absolutely permanently in the future. Lastly, I'll just say if we get it right, AI, according to the study, and I agree with this, can actually enhance learning rather than limit it. We will not allow it to replace thinking altogether. So with that, I will stop on the AI stuff and just end by saying Congratulations to the University of Michigan on their national basketball championship. Go Blue for all of those. I had to use this moment. I'm really proud to be an alum and proud for anyone associated with the university. So go Blue, and that is all. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Mrs. Crafton.
So first, I hope that all of the kids who got to go on a memory-making spring break trip had a wonderful experience. I got to chaperone the combined choir and orchestra trip for Walled Lake Western to Chicago, and it was really rewarding to see students get to see a Broadway show for the first time. We saw Hamilton, which was phenomenal. And then they went to the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and heard Tchaikovsky and Rato pieces, and it was I've not been to a symphony that I loved like that. It was really special. So I hope that lots of kids got to make memories, and that I'm just grateful that our community pulls together from a fundraising perspective to make sure that all of our kids can go on these trips, regardless of their financial situation. Then we got back to Wixom on late Sunday night. And a bunch of students and staff were working on the stage at Walled Lake Western starting on Monday. And my student turned to me at about 7 o'clock at night and said, "There is a disturbing number of students in this building working really hard on spring break." And I just wanted to say I was so amazed by the talent that was I was in the performing arts area, but the Walled Lake Performance Ensemble was rehearsing this incredible rhythmic thing on bells that sounded phenomenal. And there were, people on the stage, and there were kids in the sports wing. I don't know all the adults that spent a lot of time on their spring break working really hard for our kids. So I'm grateful to the kids, and I'm really, really grateful to the adults that are supporting those kids' hard work and their dreams. Want to echo the point that this is testing season. I'm the parent of a junior. It's really a rough week next week, and parents, look at the schedule, read your email. It's a pretty complicated week. If you're at the high school level, kids are coming at different times. They're doing a very different schedule each day to accommodate all the testing. So it's not just about having your kid in the headspace. I think it's also about the parents getting our heads in the headspace too. We have signs up on the refrigerator about who's going where at what times. And then we turn the corner and it's AP tests, and it's the same thing. It's going to be odd schedules, and we've just got to keep calm and communicate with our kids. And, we model the energy that we hope they bring to the tests. So calm, breathe, eat a breakfast. And then we're going to turn the corner, and it's going to be commencement by the end of May. So all those concerts, all those lasts for the seniors and the 5th graders and the 8th graders, enjoy every moment you have. You'll blink, and they'll be graduating from college. So have a great one, and that's it for me.
Mr. Siegler.
Thank you. So last night I had the pleasure of attending the Oakland County Government Relations Committee meeting, and our key topic was the budget and the impact on education in the upcoming budget. For those of you who have not become familiar with the School Finance Research Collaborative, please get a hold of me and we can go over it, because that is what we're hoping a lot of this year's budget is going to be based on. Mrs. Omer, please correct me if I'm wrong in anything I say. We're looking to get increases in weighted funding. We have a target timeline that we would like to see utilized based on the SFRC, and you have to realize, I believe it was 2018 when the SFRC came out. And it basically, for lack of better terminology, gave us a base funding recommendation of what we should have per pupil in the districts. And if I remember correctly, at that time, I think Walled Lake was roughly $12,500 SFRC base. And then more money, different money for transportation, different money for English to learn language, different money for different programs. And that was all based on a weighted formula. Well, we're still at roughly $10,500. So we can see how much good that did at the time, but now people are beginning to look at it and say, you know what, this is truly what we do need to educate our children and to do it successfully. So we're looking at that, and they're looking at removing the $164 million spending restriction in the budget. They're looking, and we're hoping now, because I think things are turning. We thought we would see a budget at the end of June, the earlier part of July. I'm beginning to hold my breath on that a little bit because I don't think we're going to see it. House leadership wants to cut the budget by over $800 million in state spending reductions, with a large portion of that being out of education. And, you know, we're getting a little bit worried about that. The other thing that we're looking at is the House bills 4556, 4557, which recently passed. That that already removed the Michigan merit exam essay portion as we know it. We know we're looking at water safety bills for the schools. That's pending. And the Senate did advance their youth digital safety package. But that could, in effect, interfere with instructional practices that we are now teaching in the class in the school, so we're going to have to watch for that. What's getting a lot of attention right now is letters, K-5, and the implementation, believe it or not, for 2031, 2032. And so, you know, we're looking at that. Another thing that is happening is the teacher prep program, House Bill 5646. There's a bill out there that would limit the amount of elections we could have, or change the dates of the elections that we could have. That's sitting in the House right now. You have a sextortion community education bill that is on the House floor. That is also drawing a lot of attention. Lastly, there's a student discipline reform package, Senate Bill 886 to 888, and that could really put our code of conduct into question. Actually, it could put every code of conduct for every district in the state into an issue. Some of the other things that we're looking at is, and this is still a concern, because of the way grants have been rewritten and programs are being rewritten, out of the education fund right now, we are going to take $1.8 billion and give that to colleges and universities. I'm sorry, but you know, most colleges and universities have endowments. They have more money in some of their endowments than we could possibly spend in a multi-year period, but we're still taking the money from the school aid fund and adding that to their tills. And then from a federal standpoint, the issue is it looks exactly like last year's, and it looks like a gutting of public education. Now, we know we went through a lot of trials and tribulations last year. We did a lot of speaking, and you know, things settled down at the end. But here it comes again, the same package being brought forward. And the only clear increase on the federal side for K-12 funding is for charter schools. The proposal includes additional funding to expand high-quality charter schools, still has not tightened up on the guidelines for charter schools, but leaves us right where we are. And it is also aligning with the administration's stated emphasis on school choice. So we're going to have a lot of fun as this comes to pass over the next few months. We finished last night with doing some draft letters, doing some draft communications that we can send to our representatives. I will be forwarding that to the PTAs in the event that we need to get this out real quickly, because again, we could be in a very tough spot from a budget standpoint going into next year, because we're not maintaining with the rate of inflation with the money that we're getting. And I'm looking at Mrs. Omer, and she's shaking her head, so I think I'm pretty good on most of this right now. So we have that. For my colleagues here at the table, we have the Spring Institute, March 1st and 2nd at MASB headquarters in Lansing if you want to sign up for some classes. We have our Oakland Schools election June 1st, which will be bringing something forward for in the May meeting. We have our awards banquet. We also have behind the scenes in Lansing on May 20th. And we're already planning Summer Institute, if you want to put it in your calendar, August 8th and 9th in Kalamazoo. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to say congratulations to all of the award winners that we've had here tonight, that, Mr. Lindsay last night, we had reflections a short while ago. We're at that time of year and at that season that we have the wrap-up, so all their awards, you have PTA awards coming up soon. So just, congratulations and keep chugging, everybody. And then I'm going to take a slightly different perspective since I'm a little bit older than some of my colleagues at the table.
Really?
And yes, I said some. That my children are no longer in school, and I just want to give the perspective of when you're in it, you feel it, but I just want everyone to take the thought that enjoy this time. Enjoy the stress of your kids having testing. Enjoy the stress of all the activities, because you never know when they're not going to be there for you to have that stress anymore. It's the same thing we were having this conversation before the meeting with regards to our elderly parents, that, we're all going through that too, and having, our parents demanding things that, when they were not elderly, that we didn't have those issues. But enjoy it, because one day they won't be there to have those issues. So I just want everyone to just take a breath. You're all going to get through it. The kids are all going to get through it. And you're going to look back on it, and whether there's funny family stories, you will all make it through to graduation, which is coming rather quickly. And that's the end of the stress for the moment, for that week. So I just want to encourage everybody to keep chugging that way. Now we're going to move on to the consent agenda. We have the approval of the minutes for the March 24th, 2026 special meeting minutes, personnel recommendations of new hire, retirements, resignations, and leaves of absence. We have the financial reports for February 2026, the disbursements in the amount of $18,360,256, balance sheet and statement of revenues and expenditures, unaudited, and investment schedule, and the Head Start Director's Report for March 2026. Mr. Siegler.
I move that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Moving on to purchases over $50,000. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Kohanski.
Thank you, Mr. Scaling. The reading units of study, the 2026 edition of this current board-adopted reading units of study curricular resource is now available. Administration recommends purchasing these updated materials from Heinemann for use in our grades 3 through 5 classrooms, as well as additional materials for special education staff and our instructional specialists. The updated resources offer online access to materials for both instruction and intervention, and this aligns with the K-2 classrooms that already have these updated versions released in 2023. This purchase totals $88,888.80. Yes, I triple-checked that because that seemed weird to me. And this purchase would come from the general fund. And I just want to state these aren't different from what we're using right now. The board-adopted resources in grades 3-5 are very lengthy. I know that one of our community members, Mrs. Rust, who's talked with me quite lengthily over the last several years about literacy, came and reviewed those K-2 lessons when we were taking a look at those back in 2023 and said, wow, I wish that these were available back in the day, right? So the 3-5 units are now streamlined. It makes it much easier for our teachers to access their units, plan for them. They're not as hefty and wordy. So it's the same units that we're using. They're just streamlined, and we have a lot of teacher support in asking for those because it will make life a lot easier. So I just wanted to give a little extra information on that.
Madam President. I move that the Board of Education approve the purchase of updated materials for grade 3 through 5 reading units of study, as well as additional materials for special education staff and instructional specialists from Heinemann, totaling $88,888.80 from the general fund. Dear Lord.
Discussion. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-1. Moving on, Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Kohansky, one last time.
And back to me. This next purchase is for the elementary science kits, ECA Science Kit Services. The elementary science program is a kit-based, hands-on program that's investigative, and administration recommends purchasing materials via a 2-year contract with ECA Science Kit Services. This is for kit management, which includes replenishment of materials in each kit, inventorying of kits, delivery of kits and rotating those throughout the school year to all 12 of our district elementary schools, and frequent communication with our learning services team and planning for that. This 2-year purchase totals $215,484.90 and will be paid for from the general fund.
Mr. Siegler.
Good evening. I move the Board of Education approves the purchase of elementary science kit materials via a 2-year contract with ECA Science Kit Services to provide science kit management totaling $215,484.90 from the general fund.
Support.
Discussion.
I just want to say I benefited from a ton of hands-on learning in the Walled Lake schools when I was in elementary school here, including the Young Astronauts program. Just needed to say it. Shout out to Mr. K from Maple Elementary. I love that we're doing hands-on learning in science, and I think this is an excellent investment.
Anybody else? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Bid awards, Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Plant Moran Real Point, previously approved to assist and advise move management services for the 24 bond program, has provided a recommendation for physical move services for the district relocation work in 2026. Upon completion of the post-bid review and analysis, the project team is recommending a total award recommendation of $227,325 from 2024 bond funds. The total award recommendation includes a contract award to Michigan Office Movers, as well as district contingency for potential unforeseen tasks that may arise and require physical move support.
Mr. Smith.
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the total award recommendation in the amount of $227,325 from 2024 bonds funds for physical move services in 2026 to be provided by Michigan Office Movers, including contingency funds as presented.
Support. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Scaling.
The project team has reviewed the proposals for Phase 2 of the district-wide security film project and recommends the award of trade contracts based on the lowest responsive and complete proposal. The project involves the installation of security film at secondary entrances and select interior locations throughout the district, as well as the installation of access control hardware at the secondary entrances of Sarah Banks Middle School and Walnut Creek Middle School. The total award recommendation for this project is $377,713.31 from 31 AA safety and security funds.
Mrs. West.
Yes, please. I move that the Board of Education approve the award of trade contracts for Phase 2 of the district-wide security film project totaling $377,713.31 from 31 AA safety and security funds as presented.
Support.
Discussion.
Madam President?
Mr. Lippett.
Do we know, Mr. Scaling, is this the first purchase from the 31AA fund for the district?
No.
No.
I mean, since...
It is not.
Okay.
The board meeting that you missed, we had a...
Got it. And then, silly question, the word film, I'm assuming it's not actually film. These are electronic, like they're storing it on electronic means, right?
No, no, this
No,
is
no,
a
no, no,
security
this,
film.
it's window
the
film.
windows.
Oh,
It's window film.
thank you for that. I'm like, film, is this 1980?
No.
Thank you very much.
No. They're window films.
I'm like looking at that, I'm like, am I reading this right? So thank you very much.
Any other discussion? I just want to say thank you. Thank you for doing this. All safety protocols are important, and I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Scaling.
Yes. The project team has reviewed the bids received for the athletic renovations at Walled Lake Western High School. The scope of work includes the renovations at the baseball and softball fields, including site grading, irrigation, turf and fencing, as well as cracked filling, resurfacing, and restriping of the tennis courts. The project team recommends to enter into standard forms of agreement between owner and contractor per the attached summary of awards. The total award recommendation for this project is $1,796,090.50 from sinking fund. Recommendations include base bids for each trade category, including recommended mandatory and voluntary alternates.
Mrs. Kaplan?
Mrs. Crafton.
I move that the Board of Education approve entering into standard forms of agreements between owner and contractor per the attached summary of awards totaling $1,796,090.50 from the sinking fund as presented.
Support.
Discussion. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Quotations were received for the 24-24 bond program furnishing packages. Phase 1, Geisler ESC Phase 1 furnishings from multiple furniture contractors. Each furniture contractor has referenced the cooperative bid contract utilized to determine pricing within their quotes. Administration recommends the procurement of the furnishing packages totaling $756,188.03 from 24 bond funds as presented.
Mr. Siegler.
I move the Board of Education approve the furnishing package for Phase 1 of the Geisler Education Services Center totaling $756,188.03 from the 2024 bond funds as presented.
Support.
Discussion.
Not,
Mr. Siegler.
not a discussion, but, I just want to let people know that a good majority of the equipment that was in Geisler has been repurposed into other buildings throughout the district. And as we are opening this and we're moving the adult transition program and other programs into this, there will be a need for new furnishings and new equipment going into the building.
Further discussion. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Scaling.
Thank you, Madam President. Quotes were received for the 24 bond program furnishing packages, Phase 1, Northern High School, Phase 2 furnishings, from multiple furniture contractors. Each furniture contractor has referenced the cooperative bid contract utilized to determine pricing within their quotes. Administration recommends the procurement of the furnishing packages totaling $371,764.14 from the 24 bond funds as presented. Just as a side note, the previous bid and this bid both came in under budget.
Madam President.
Mr. Lippett.
I move that the Board of Education approve the furnishings package for Phase 2 of Northern High School totaling $371,764.14 from 2024 bond funds as presented.
Support. Discussion. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Mr. Scaling.
Yes. Quotes were received for the 2024 bond program furnishings packages, Phase 1, Western High School, Phase 3 furnishings from multiple furniture contractors. Each furniture contractor has referenced the cooperative bid contract utilized to determine pricing within their quotes. Administration recommends the procurement of the furnishing packages totaling $419,533.43 from 2024 bond funds as presented. Also, this bid came under budget.
Madam President.
Mr. Lippett.
I move that the Board of Education approve the furnishings package for Phase 3 of Western High School totaling $419,533.43 from 2024 bond funds as presented.
Support.
Discussion. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Giving Mr. Scaling a workout tonight. Mr. Scaling.
Walled Lake Schools Transportation Department has participated in the City of Walled Lake's annual Memorial Day Parade for many years. It'll be the third year the department has participated in View Fest at the Detroit Zoo, and the first year the department will participate in the Wixom Library Tons of Trucks event. This year's Memorial Day Parade is on Monday, May 25th, 2026. The Wixom Library Tons of Trucks event is on June 23rd, 26, and View Fest is on July 12th. Administration supports participation by the Walled Lake Transportation Department in the Memorial Day Parade, the Tons of Truck event, and View Fest by allowing to use one bus for each event. Walled Lake and Dean Transportation employees will donate their time to drive the bus, attend the event, and clean the bus afterwards. And we have enjoyed a great partnership with the City of Wixom and are happy to continue to participate in these events each year.
Dr. Zellner.
Hey.
Hi, Lord. I move that the Board of Education approve the request of the Transportation Department to use one bus each for the Walled Lake Memorial Day Parade on Monday, May 25th, 2026, the Wixom Library Tons of Trucks event on June 23rd, 2026, and the Detroit Zoo View Fest on July 12th, 2026.
Support.
Discussion. Dr. Zellner.
I love this so much. As a former Boy Scout and Cub Scout mom at the Walled Lake Memorial Day Parade, I'm excited that the buses are going to be there. And I always think about when we had COVID and there was no buses. It was so sad. Seeing a bus is the best. So thank you to the Transportation Department.
Any other discussion? No? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I was just saying we should throw candy.
Yeah. Motion carries 7-0. Finally, we have the proclamation of Volunteer Recognition Week. While we honor individual volunteers as well as outstanding staff members through our Golden Apple Award program, we do feel it is appropriate to honor the legions of volunteers we have working throughout the school each day of the school year. The week of April 20th through April 24th, 2026 has been designated as Walled Lake Schools Volunteer Recognition Week. And I'm going to read the proclamation here, so bear with me. Whereas the week of April 20th through April 24th, 2026 has been designated Walled Lake Schools Volunteer Recognition Week to recognize the excellent contributions of all volunteers throughout the district, and whereas the volunteers of Walled Lake Schools are an outstanding group of volunteers, each and every one of them essential to maintaining the quality education we offer our students, and whereas although the Board of Education has honored volunteers on an individual basis during the year, the other devoted and dedicated volunteers in the district have received little formal recognition for the distinguished service, and whereas our volunteers are highly valued members of the Walled Lake Schools family. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Walled Lake Schools Boards of Education and Administration, hereby proclaim April 20th through April 24th, 2026, Walled Lake Schools Volunteer Recognition Week, and thank and congratulate all our district volunteers for their excellent contributions to the education of the students of the Walled Lake Consolidated School District. And I second that. And with that, we are adjourned at 8:28. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Drive safely and have a good night.